Do you feel the vibes?
GNT right back at it one more time. Hey, look, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. We have a fantastic show. More importantly, we have another very informative show just celebrating and just talking about Autism Awareness Month. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, so we got a fantastic, fun episode for y'all. I hope y'all guys are ready for what y'all about to witness on this episode. Sit down, get ready, because without further ado, here we go. Here's the lineup for this evening. First things first, Tone the promoter.
Yizzo, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Tony Promoter here, man, live in full effect, man. Episode 89. We got two special guests, man. Enough of me yapping, man. Let's get into it. What's up?
Bird gang in the building.
Hey, what's going on? GNT Sports Talk here, your boy gang. We in the building. You already know. Let's get it.
Gino is back in the building too. One of our fantastic, I can't speak. One of our fantastic guests that I've been waiting to talk to for a minute. I have a Miss Sunny right here in the building. How you doing, my dear?
Hey, y'all.
Oh, it's going down. And last but not least, are you ready? I see your face, but I don't know. You ready? You ready?
Go ahead. Do my intro, please.
Okay. Aja in the building.
Hey, y'all.
That makes your crew for this evening. Welcome, ladies, to GNT Sports Talk. Thank y'all so much for being with us this evening.
Well, thanks for having us.
All right, so for everybody that's out there, everybody know that this whole entire month we've been focusing strictly on Autism Awareness Month and appreciation. It's important to us as a crew. Started off that way because one of our important members, Tone, this is something that he lives with every single day. And we see the challenges that he goes through, and more importantly, all the victories that he has as well. So we just wanted, in support of him, to just highlight this month. And then it grew from there to being able to highlight and really shine light on all these victorious parents and organizations that's out there that deals with this on a regular basis. And I mean, what a fantastic month. And I know I learned a lot from the testimonies of the people that's been on this show this whole entire month, and it's just going to continue today. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and slide all the questions and everything right over to Tone, because I know he wants to go ahead and ask these lovely ladies questions. So Tone, take it away.
Yeah, man. And like he said to start off the show, man, we thank y'all so much, you know what I'm saying, for taking the time out, joining our panel, coming on here and discussing, just the life of being a autism parent. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of us out here. You know what I'm saying? And I just think sometimes it's a shelled community that people don't really express, talk about, put on a platform. You know what I'm saying? To learn about, or to just give out information on how it is. Like we got the sports community. Obviously, that's what we do. We're a sports podcast, so of course we talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Every day, every week. You know what I mean? And we need to just highlight, other things in life that ain't so fun to talk about. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, it's a lot of us out here. Some people, stay silent because they may be embarrassed or things like that. But we just like to share information, come forward, and help somebody out. You know what I mean? I think the shows that we've been doing for these last couple weeks, has been reaching people. I think they've been, a little bit tapped in a little bit more. I think we've gained some new followers, some new fans, you know what I'm saying, that to show what type of different avenues and ways that we can go about, talking about things and having a platform, you know what I'm saying? You really see that you have a voice or that you could put things out there that people, want to hear, that you could give information about, that they could tap into it, and you give out resources and like, oh, you know what? That's pretty cool. I didn't know that, or I didn't think about going about this that way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad we are here and we have this platform to do that. And with me being, the person on the panel that deals with it every day, what I'm saying, this was just fitting, what I'm saying, to do that. So again, thank y'all ladies, for coming on this panel and just sharing your testimony, with us and the people obviously that's watching. Um, and like Cap said, I got the questions. And this question that I'm gonna open up the show with is for both of you ladies. And I'm gonna address it to Aja first. You can answer it, and then Sonny, you can follow up with it. But what were some of the things you noticed in your son's life that prompted you to get him evaluated?
Okay, so honestly, I didn't notice. My boyfriend did, my kid's father. He noticed it and he brought it to my attention. And then once he brought it to my attention, that's when I started following up with the resources and everything.
Short, fast answer. All right.
All right, all right, all right.
So I wasn't expecting
Oh,
that.
I'm nervous.
I wasn't ready. Now, but for me, it was I noticed I had went to his daycare. When they have the parents go there to read the book to the class. I went there. Like I signed up to do that. I went to the class and everything. And this is when he had first started potty training. He was already talking, saying mom. Well, actually, he didn't say mom because he didn't like me. He said everybody else's name, and he always said dad, which he didn't put no respect on my name. But anyway, he was doing all these things. He was feeding himself and stuff like that. So when I went to his school on this particular day to read to the class, like I was reading to the class, but I was watching him. Like of course, he came up to me because I'm mom, and I'm in his school, and he's trying to figure out why I'm there. But watching him against his classmates, like really kind of, I was like watching him, and I was like, okay, so like he's not really making eye contact with anyone. He was toe walking, which is one of the other things that's let you know, like one of the checklist of autism, and just how he was in the classroom. As compared to the other kids, and I was like, something isn't right, because it was like almost like he regressed. It was stuff that he was doing that he was no longer doing, and I talked to his doctor. Like I think I called his doctor the next day, and I was like, I need an appointment. So I took my son Zay to the appointment. He was going into age 3. And I took him to the doctors, and the doctor said he thought he knew what it was, but it was a pediatrician. He said, but we got to get his ears checked to make sure that he can hear. It's not that he can't hear. So that's how I knew, like going to the school and seeing him around his peers and seeing the regression that he had in him compared to what I was used to him doing and seeing him do at daycare, because I've been there many times, and now I'm seeing this change. So that's kind of identified it for me.
Okay. So and with that being said, so part of the next question I was going to ask you is for you, Sonny. I was going to ask obviously how old he was when you got the diagnosis, but I heard you say 3.
Well, no, he wasn't
okay.
diagnosed until age 3, but he was diagnosed at age 3, but I noticed a difference in him at age 2. He was he was like, what was this? This was probably June. Like he was in June, but he turned 3 in February. So it was like shortly before he turned 3.
Okay. Now, what was your response to the diagnosis? How did you take that?
For me, I'm react. versus like people always say I lack emotion, right? I do have emotions, but I don't respond. My first response isn't usually emotion. It's like because I don't process. I have a delayed reaction to stuff. So my initial thing was like go mode, because once he got the diagnosis, it was like she gave me the neurologist gave me like 100 things to do after your child is diagnosed, and I literally did all the 100 things. Like check, I did this. Check, I did this. So I didn't give myself time to be emotional. It was just like, this is what has to be done, because I knew, like, I kind of mean knowing me, once I get emotional, it's hard to get out of it. So I got to react first. It's like when my mom passed, I couldn't be emotional. It's like, what needs to be done? Like, what do y'all need me to do? I was still at work, like, cause I didn't process it. Like that moment it happened, yes, I was like, oh crap. But like I just went into go mode. So I went through the 100 things on the list. I ordered the book she suggested to kind of really understand the diagnosis. You talking about somebody that's used to researching things. So now I'm all on Google, getting things on the blogs, getting a little information to kind of understand. The book that I got was called My Out of Sync Child. That was an amazing book, because I'm reading it and I'm like, this is my baby. Like, are they talking to me about my baby? Like, and I don't know this person. Like, they talking about my baby in this book. Like, and I'm talking about like stuff I hadn't even thought about prior to him even being 2. Wow. That I didn't, like, now I'm looking back and I'm like, oh crap. And then like I'm going through it. So the book helped, and I just went on go mode for like the thing. I didn't really get emotional about it till like years later.
Got you. And you know what? Before we go even further, I'm sorry. Before we even go even further, Sonny, your child, obviously, that we're talking about, is a boy, right?
Yes.
And his name is
Xavier. His name is Xavier, but we call him Zay.
Zay. All right. So Xavier and Aja is the son that we're talking about. What your kid is, correct?
My son, yes. My son name is Messiah.
And his name Messiah.
Oh,
all
I
right.
like
So Messiah and Xavier, special shout out to y'all tonight. Like I said, I didn't get their names, and for the people who are watching, you know what I'm saying, just in case y'all didn't know, obviously Sonny's son is named Xavier, Aja's son is named Messiah. So shouts out to Xavier and Messiah before we go, further.
And hold on, Tone, just in case, I want to go ahead and highlight Miss Aaron here that's shouting out Aja, my girl, best parent ever. Luckiest teacher to have her son in my class for 2 years. And if there's anyone that's going to highlight my man's name, Ms. Aaron definitely did. So shout out to you, Aaron. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting.
Hold on, Ms. Aaron. How much did she pay you to say that?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That bond with that teacher is real. Bond with that teachers is real.
That's her baby.
No, I appreciate that. Ms. Aaron. Thank you for being, a teacher in that field, and and being there for them kids, man. Because I have a son that's autistic, and man, he's a handful, and I know what y'all go through. You know what I'm saying? Because every kid is different, and they love my son too, man. Even his tutor that comes to the house always tells me, like, Anthony's a different kid, man. He's like different than any other, kids that I've worked with. And, like he's very aggressive, but he's loving, at the same time too. So like I say, appreciate you, Miss Aaron, for being there for kids like that.
She said, I adore her. She was a dream parent and listening to whatever I need to say. I have the best job in the world. They are my babies too. You can only dream of having a teacher that would say something like that about your child. You know what I mean?
It's amazing.
Exactly. My son ABA called my son her grandson. Mm-hmm. He just left her. She was like, all right, granddaughter. She called me daughter. She's been with me since my son was 4 or 3, like 3 or 4. No, it probably was 4. She's been with him since he was 4, and that's her grandbaby. Like she worked at a special needs school, and they asked her how her grandson Zay doing. So.
It's look, this month obviously is Autism Awareness, and we coming from the point of view of the parents. But Ms. Aaron, we need to highlight you as well. In all honesty, I mean, it's people like you that allows us to see the growth in these wonderful children. You know, it's teachers like you that allow us to say, like, you know what, these children are the example that, you know, we can actually do this. You know what I mean? We need to see an example that, you know, that they're not alone and they can actually make it through. You know what I mean? And we wouldn't have that if it wasn't for people and teachers like yourself, the ones that love children that's not yours. You know, I can't tell you on the block how many parents was on my old block that I know then like half the neighborhood. But you end up loving a child so much, you know, no matter what they're maybe going through, wherever how they may have been acting at certain times, you love them regardless. You know, we definitely respect you and we honor you for this month as well. You need to be honored.
For sure, for sure. All right. Now, Aja, this question's for you. What are some of the programs and supports that you use to help Messiah grow and develop?
Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm gonna piggyback off this lady right there. I was in denial when I found out. I was heartbroken because I was just like, damn, did I do something wrong in my pregnancy? Like, did I not take my vitamins on time? Like, I was in denial. So when I got the diagnosis, Messiah got diagnosed at 2 turning over to 3. So it was like it was a little long process, but once I calmed down and finally sunk in that my baby is going to need a lot of more attention, then because I have an older son as well. I have a 10-year-old, he just turned 10. I'm like, I'm going off of him from when he's growing up. So I'm like, okay, he was walking before this and he was talking before this. So I'm like, what's going on? Once I found out that I got the diagnosis and everything, I started doing my research. And once I started doing my research, I started branching out and I started asking for help. So me and my boyfriend, we started asking for help. So we went through a lot of programs. We went through Elwin, PATH, Cora. So we went through a lot of stuff just to get Messiah to where he's at today, to this day. And even with Erin, the teacher, she is the very first teacher to be hands-on with Messiah because Messiah he was nonverbal at first. She helped him talk. Like, yeah, he had his little therapy and everything. He had his, he had all his, everything that he needed. But Erin specifically was the one who was, I got him. Don't worry about it. Like for a whole 2 months straight, I was getting calls to leave work every day. Messiah was a behavioral problem child. He was kicking, screaming, biting. Like it was a lot. It was a lot. And Erin took the time and just grabbed him and he's talking. Like now to this day, he's talking. He knows his countries. He knows his, you name it, he knows it. And it's just like, I adore her and I appreciate all the services that I did have for getting him to where he's at to this day.
Well, speaking of Erin, she definitely agrees with your son's behavioral problems. As you said, chairs coming flying across the room.
That's how you know she loves him. Like he's throwing chairs, and that's my baby though.
She got bit a couple times. She got kicked a couple times, but she's stuck in there. Like she really
stuck
was there.
That's her man. She stuck.
That's her baby. I can't tell her nothing. That's her baby.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy because I used to think my son was going to make teachers quit. You know what I'm saying? The way he was in there, you know what I'm saying, getting at them, man. But like that's just the calling that some of these teachers, when they get into it, they really, you know what I mean, don't turn their backs. They show up the next day with scratches, bites, and because they really care about, you know, helping these kids, you know, progress, man. So like I said, shouts out to them, man, because the teachers at Cornell that had my son in the 4th and the 5th grade, man, they got home right. You hear me? Like they got him right. You know what I mean? He was tough. He was tough, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's still like, you know, a little nonverbal, but he definitely knows how to say words. He looks at things and he recites them. He knows what things starts with. Man, one thing that he doesn't stop saying, and I love it, you know what I mean, is dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this boy just called me, you know what I'm saying, he'll be saying my name for anything. So, you know what I mean? It was years prior to that my man wouldn't say anything. You know what I mean? It would just be a bunch of mumbling words. So
yeah, my son is nonverbal too. He's nonverbal. He says stuff. He can't really have a conversation with you. He started now introducing, saying hi. My name is Xavier, but like he doesn't you know, he can't have a conversation with you. But he was not a behavior problem. Like I said before we got on here, he was, his teacher, his first teacher he had was a male. And when I tell you I was so happy for this, and potty training was hard, this teacher helped me through that process. And as a male teacher, to be helping with that type of thing is, a lot of teachers, that's not my job. He needs a one-to-one thing. His one-to-one that he did get during that time was amazing. She was great. But the most he had to deal with was him stripping. Like, that's why I said he in school, he get pissed off. He in there just like, all right, I don't need no clothes. Like y'all made me mad. I don't like anybody in here. I'm getting naked. And that, like, we had to keep like, they call it disrobing, but we had to keep him with like an extra set of clothes because he just wasn't like, I ain't putting no, like he used to be in school with like basketball shorts and like, cause like listen, we're not about to fight with this kid to try to put clothes on because he mad. So it was a lot of that, but like he wasn't like behavior problem, thankfully, with doing that stuff. Later on, when he switched schools and the schools didn't have service for him, that's when he started to get slightly aggressive, where he was like throwing himself down, smacking his head on the desk. Like, he was not towards other people, but like harming himself. But now he's since calmed down, thank God, because got him out of public school and put him in special services. And he went there. He left there one school on Thursday, went to that school on Friday, and had the best day ever, and been there ever since.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I don't know what's going on with public school systems, boy, but yeah, with that, man. And
they switched him and they weren't supposed to, and they did it anyway.
Yeah, I got my son up out of there, out of the public school
like
system.
How did he don't have a teacher?
Better.
6 nonverbal boys, like, and it's no teacher, it's a paraprofessional with no one-to-ones. How does that work? And then you wonder why, as soon as you get off the bus, all hell breaking loose. All the boys are in there set tripping, and you like, why they all acting crazy? Who's in the classroom but this paraprofessional who's not a teacher?
Yeah. Just real quick, Isaiah, I appreciate you, man.
That is Isaiah's dad. I mean, that's Messiah's dad right there.
Oh, how about that?
Yes.
All right,
how about
solid. Thanks
Congratulations,
for tapping in, Dad.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, look, that's that what you call a village. You know, that's what you call a village. It's a good job, Dad, for being there through all the ups and downs. Congratulations and salute to you as well, sir.
All right, next question. I think I kind of know the answer maybe to this one. It's for you, Sonny. Oh,
hold on one second, bro.
Ahead,
just Aaron, just real quick, says thanks to you, Dad and Mom. You never gave up and never turned your back on me. Yeah, there you go. That's a teacher that understands. Shout out to you, Aaron. Seriously, shout out to you.
Definitely.
Okay, Tone, I'm sorry. Go for it, bro.
All right, Sonny, what was the biggest and what is the biggest obstacle you have had to overcome in your son's life thus far?
To be like, keep it 1,000 support. Cause like, outside of the people that are not in my family, is like, being there and stuff is cool, right? But the lack of consistent support, if that makes sense, like, is like, once he got diagnosed, yes, I read up, I learned when he, like I said, he got into ABA services. I learned different things I need to learn to cope, like to, you know, work with him to get him where he needs to be. And it's like, I don't want to say ignorance, because I feel like it's chosen ignorance, if that makes sense. Like, because you could be either here for some of the stuff that I'm learning as well, and like really understanding what it actually is. Because a lot of the situations that I deal with is, why don't you pop him? He doesn't understand this. It's not that simple. And then I'm constantly being accused of either babying him, allowing things to slide and not necessarily addressing certain things, and not fully understanding what it is for him to be autistic, and understanding like, your energy when you come through my house is going to trigger him. My energy can trigger him. If I had a bad day, I have to check my energy at the door, because when I walk in and I'm upset, he's triggered. So it's fight or flight because he doesn't know how to rationalize that. So to you on the outside, even though you're family, you don't understand that. And you're like, oh, is he going to be aggressive? Like, is he going to be this? And like your that anxiety that you brought in triggers him. So now he's either throwing something at you or flipping, like set tripping in the house. And you're like, why? Tell him to calm down. It's not that easy. So I said, I don't like to bring him around to certain things. I like to keep him home, because not keep him home, but like keep him where I know that he's protected in a sense. And it's like, oh, you collar him. And it's like, no, because I know that you don't fully understand. Like, you love him, but you don't fully understand. So I'm tired of explaining stuff, because you could be here to learn what to do. And like one of my sisters, I will give her credit. She started off, her energy was crazy. And now she gets him off the bus every day for me when I'm at work. And she's like, oh, he chill. Like, he don't, like, cause she like, oh, he always aggressive because you come in with crazy energy and he don't know how to process it. So he's going all over the place, bouncing off the walls and being upset, or throwing teddy bears at you. And you're taking it as like he's trying to harm you. And it's like, he doesn't know how to regulate your emotion. So if you greet him when he comes, like when you come to the door, acknowledge him. Don't make him feel like you don't want to be around him, because that's going to trigger him. Because you're nervous and anxious and you don't know what to expect. I need you to come in calm and be receptive versus standoffish. And like, that's the thing. Like, when I mean support, it's like that type of thing. Like you like, because they'll support me for certain things, but like that is like a major thing for me. And it's like, I gotta say, like, kind of kick you out, like oh, all right, you gotta go, or I gotta remove him from a situation because you guys aren't understanding that his response is because he don't know how to feel, because your emotions is triggering him and you don't realize. And I'm telling you that's what it is, but you're just saying, oh no, he's just acting out.
Oh, okay. Hey, Joe, you got anything, Joe?
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost, thanks Aja and Sonny. And Sonny, we have something in common. Xavier, that's my youngest name as well. So fire name, I'm not going to forget.
That's my youngest name too. Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps his clothes on though. But thank you guys for joining GNT Sports Talk. Question is, after you guys found that news that your child was diagnosed with being autistic and having autism and stuff like that, what would you say the most impactful change that you guys had to make? And we could start off with Aja.
Whew, sorry, y'all. Sorry, I got stuck with my child. I'm sorry. Can y'all repeat that one more time? My son's back here.
No, it's fine. I was saying, after you guys found out that your child was diagnosed with autism, what would you say is the most impactful change that you personally had to make?
Patience. I had little to none patience, none at all. I had none at all. My son was a whiner. My son was a screamer. My son was a crier. It was just patience. I really had to learn how to. His dad has patience, but his dad and I are two different people. So it's like when he will cry, I'm like, ugh, please be quiet. Hold on one second. Please be quiet. Like, but it's like he can't tell me what's wrong. So it's like I had to learn him and learn that patience before I could react or overreact in that situation. So it was just basically patience for me.
Mm-hmm. And we know you don't have much patience for
all right now. All right, not too much.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Not too much on her. Not too much.
No, I'm sorry. And Aaron said, put the baby in the camera. Stop playing.
He ain't got no clothes on. We're not doing this. He ain't got no
That's
clothes
what I'm
on.
saying. These kids out here, the new dudes. I swear to God, they are. Nah, I'm not.
The new dudes.
They are. They just be out here, just not caring. No, but I would say for me, it would be patience as well.
Oh, there you go. Hold on. There we go.
Hi, baby.
What's going on?
Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Say hi, Miss Aaron. Hi, Miss Aaron. Sorry, bye.
Oh,
it's my son.
My boy.
Yeah, but like patience was a big thing for me, and then my OCD. I think my daughter did that too. Like she had to, I had to get my life together, and I couldn't be as I wanted to be because you have kids and life changes. And my daughter was not clingy. Like that was my baby. Like she was always with me, but she wasn't like all up on me. My son will stop me in the middle of anything and just he likes to put his face on my shoulder right here. So I literally if I'm cold in the house, he will literally fight me if I have a hoodie on or a long sleeve shirt, and like I gotta either get my arm out so he can do that. And it's like I could be in the middle of doing something. He doesn't care. He hasn't cared. Like one time I was in the shower and he kept coming in. I'm like, yo, what is you doing? And he was like looking at me like, why are you yelling at me? And I'm like, all right, man, give me a minute. I'm gonna get out. And then he came and I sat on my bed and he was like, put his little face on he like kind of like put his face, he like skin to skin contact on my arm. And he sat there for like 10 minutes. And then he got up and walked out the room. And I'm like, should I get back in the shower? Like, is he gonna come back and do this again? But he likes that, and it's like that clinginess I wasn't used to with my daughter, who's 23 now. She was not that kid. She didn't like me. She liked my mom more than me. So but she was like she was like obsessed with my mother. So I didn't like. She was like, I don't go with grandma. I'm like, bye. And he's just like, yeah, mom, me and you forever. And I'm like, all right, I need you to personal space. I just got you out of my room, so I need you to stay there and leave me alone. But he's still. I have to get used to that. So,
right. So, with both of you guys answering, and we'll start off with Sunny. Both of you guys answering that the patience, that you guys had to learn that and exercise that and learn them. So, how has that helped you guys or been beneficial for you moving forward in other aspects of your life?
It's not beneficial for me at all. I'm at work. I have patience to an extent. For work wise, relationship wise, my patience extended over there, and I needed not to. I needed it to be like, yeah, no, I'm not dealing with this shit. So it has benefited me in certain areas, but not in all areas. But it was like with my kids, it gave me, even with my daughter, like I said, she's 23. Raising a daughter is not easy work. I love her. I mean, you dads that have daughters, they like y'all. Us moms that raise our daughters, they don't like us sometimes, like, and their mouth is very, very different. And my daughter, with that patience, it helped me not fuss with her. Like I pick my battles. Like I said, she's 23 and she still thinks that somehow she's my mom and she pays the bills in my house and don't live here. So I have to kind of tell her, like, listen, bro, like, all right, so I'm gonna give you a warning to leave me alone before things go left. And then you get mad and like storm out of here, like, whatever. But like it gave me patience for both her and him, and more so with both of them, it was a lot because they're lucky that I have patience. Well, at least my daughter is lucky. My son, that's my baby. So.
Right, and the same question for you, Aja. How do you feel has it impacted your life after finding those things out and having patience?
I still don't have no patience.
None.
I still don't have no patience, and it's not even with just my son. It's just I think it's just a me thing. Like I'm always on go. Like I just have to keep going. And my son he changed within the last 4 years. It's been a little roller coaster, but within the last 4 years, my patience it haven't got worse, but it haven't got better. So it's like in the middle to me. So I'm still learning as I go. He's only about to be 8 in a couple days, so I'm still learning. I'm still growing with him. So I just need patience, basically.
Okay, Aja, you can read the screen, right?
Yeah.
I need you to read that out loud.
Yes, she does. She does not give herself enough credit ever.
I think they're both of them are downplaying how much patience they have, because I just, speaking from a father standpoint, like as soon as I knew I was going to be a father, I was like, oh my God, like, all these things running through your mind and trying to get mentally prepared for a lot of things. And then, to get news like that, like Sonny was saying, they gave her 100 things to do. She probably went home like, I'm gonna do 50 today, 25 tomorrow morning, and have this done.
I was knocking them things out. I was
exactly
knocking them things out.
Right.
And like everybody was like, are you, and that's to the funny part, everybody was like, when he first got diagnosed, everybody was calling me. Like when I finally, and like I said, I'm a content creator. So this was early on in my content creator thing. I was blogging, but I wasn't doing podcasting. So for those who follow me on my blog, a lot of them are my Facebook friends. And then like a lot of my family, like they're spread around, some still in my area. So it was like, for the few that were close ones, we had a conversation off of social media. But when I finally broke it on social media, everybody was like, how are you? How are you? And then my thing was, I couldn't, like, I'm okay, general, I'm okay. I'm over here crying because my mom just passed. Now my son's daughter diagnosed with autism. And like, I don't have somebody that I think will fully understand outside of my mother. And on top of that, I was, when he was diagnosed, his dad had just, his dad was there early on in his life. He got locked up. So now I'm not only dealing with my son is diagnosed with autism, his dad ain't here. Even though he annoyed me my whole pregnancy, he was there. Even after I had him, he was there. Now he's being locked up after our son turned 1, almost going into 2. And now, like I said, my mom passed and my son is diagnosed with autism. It was like all these things happening. So his dad didn't fully understand. So the same books I read, I sent him. The same packet I got, I was explaining a lot to him, even though I didn't fully understand stuff. And like, if that was going to be my support system, he wasn't physically there to support me. And then my mom was gone. So it's like the person that like my son was, like, to understand it, my mom's the only person that babysits my kids. I'm not going to get emotional, but it's kind of sad. But like, she was the one that watched my kids. I didn't send my kids to everybody. And it was like, when I got pregnant with my son, my mom had lost one of my brothers due to SIDS back in whatever year it was. I remember the year, but it's not coming to me. But he was older than me. So she went through a traumatic situation when he died of SIDS. And like, that was back before people knew what SIDS was. So you're talking about my mom just had her baby, went home from the hospital. A couple days later, or like a month later, he passed of SIDS. She's in jail. She can't mourn her baby because they think she did something to him. So years of my mom explaining like how she went through that, right? And then like when I got pregnant with my son, my mom was super attached to me. Like she wouldn't, like, my sister had a boy. My nephew is now 18. So my nephew was before my son. But for whatever reason, she was like attached to me the whole pregnancy. On top of that, I'm epileptic. So of course she was like, and with my daughter, I died when I had my daughter. So this pregnancy was like, I'm on you. That was my mom. So you talking about my whole pregnancy. She was there when I had my son and stuff like that. And like that, like the way my mom was my son, you would have thought that was her baby. Because she would be like, because when I went back to work, my mom had him full time. I was visiting my son at my mom's house because I had to go back to work to pay my bills. So it was like that. And it's like, this is the only person, my son didn't even say mom. He was saying, like, he said dad, and nan. And when he wasn't with her, he was nan. So like they were attached. So when she died, he was at her funeral blowing raspberries because that's what she used to do on his stomach all the time. Like, we're putting her, the thing is lower, and the whole time he's been quiet and emotionless. And as soon as we put her in the ground, he's blowing raspberries. And everybody's like, your mom is with him because, he's too young to understand. So now translate that to now he's diagnosed with autism, and I don't have this person that's been with me my whole everything. So that biggest support system I had is now gone. So I'm processing it. So everybody's like, well, how are you? And I can't even function to process. It's just go, because that's the only thing I know how to do. And I know my mom would have been like, sit down and process this. She would have sat me down. Like, I got 3 sisters and a sister-in-law, a best friend and stuff like that. But my mom would have said, I got him. You sit down and process it because you're going to break down later. I did eventually, same like I did when she passed, but it was like, I didn't have that person, and nor did I have his dad. So I'm explaining stuff to him. And as much as he's trying to understand, you don't understand because you're not here. So that was the hardest thing for me. It's like going through all this without the help that I probably would have had if the situation wasn't what it was. So it was like, I didn't have no choice but to be on go mode because I couldn't break down because there was nobody else to do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Man, thanks for sharing all that, man. And
I'm sorry, I was like, yeah.
No,
yeah.
that just speaks to the value of how
back.
strong you are. So
yeah,
man.
You see, Miss Scott here went ahead and gave a message here to Miss Aja. She wanted to give her flowers. Said she does an amazing job with her son. So, Miss Scott, thank you so much for that comment. Going right there to Aja. And I want to personally give Aja a little bit of flowers too, because we've known her for a nice long pause time. We worked together for a long pause time, and the one thing that I definitely want to give Aja a whole lot of credit for, and she may not actually agree with this, and I don't care, is that I don't care. You went through so much, my dear. The one thing about you, Aja, as well as you, Sonny, that like situations kind of marry is that even though Aja didn't say it, she just lost her mother not too long ago too. And I know the connection that she had with her mom sounds very much like the connection that you had with your mom, Sonny. Uh, the biggest thing that I noticed when it comes to Aja is, even though she hides it, she's a whole lot more compassionate now than what she has been before. And the type of compassion that she shows it because she's been through something. You know what I mean? When you've been through so much, you naturally kind of show empathy with things and situations more than what you probably have been before. And I've noticed, especially after her losing her mother, that's something that I've noticed is that she has a whole lot more empathy onto a lot more things than what she has been before. And I know that empathy also grows because of her relationship that she has with her two boys. So, yes, Aja, I've noticed it. And if I notice it, I know everybody else notices it. So, therefore, yes, you're going to get all these flowers. Sonny, you're going to get all these flowers today because the strength that y'all guys are showing on a regular basis, and y'all guys don't always get a chance to actually hear someone tell y'all doing a great job.
Yeah, shout
Y'all
out to
keep
you,
going.
Isaac. That's a lot, especially if it's like fresh. Even if it's not fresh, it doesn't matter when, how long or not. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially dealing with like what we're dealing with. And it's just hard. Like being a mom without your mom being there. We know they're supposed to go before us, but it's just like that's your mom. She ain't supposed to go nowhere. If that makes sense. And it's like you process that every day. It's not something you get over. My mom passed in 2015, and she passed the day before Thanksgiving. Me and my mom cooked Thanksgiving. We cooked all the holidays together. So you're talking about she passed. She had already had her half of the meal cooked. So like that Thanksgiving was hard because it was like, now I got to cook, and it's just weird. And it was like, it was just an odd experience. So like, it's hard no matter when you lose your mom, whether you expect it or like they're sick and you know it's going to happen eventually, or it's unexpected. It's just a hard thing. And it's like going through anything, especially dealing with kids with special needs is just a whole different level of like, this is my person you're my go-to, and now I can't go to you. It's every day. It's like I wish my mom was here. Yeah. So my sympathies go out to you as well, and definitely you're doing an amazing job. I don't know you personally, but I know this autism thing is not for the weak. Tony, you too. Shout out to you being a father and being there, because it's hard, and like nobody, like meeting somebody that has an autism kid and knowing that they get it without you having to explain is crazy. Like, oh, my people, come here, give me a hug. We know, like it's one of those things.
Shout out to Carrie. So that's just been my friend through thick and thin. She's an amazing parent, and she's always has my support. Ms. Aaron says, truly as a teacher, I get to give your child over to you. I really truly do not think they could that I could do it. You never show that you're hurting, and you would never know what's happening behind closed doors. So thank you. That's commendable. That's definitely commendable. And that's someone that works with you directly. And I mean, I'm real quick to say, like, if it hurts, say ow. You know what I mean? Like, if it hurts, say ow. Like you can't get help from that ow if you don't say it. So say ow. Okay. And Quinn's here.
Sometimes people don't hear you. Like you needing a break. like a mental break just to not be a parent. Like, I mean, you're a parent, you're not gonna not be a parent, but like get that break to just be with yourself outside of like, you know, the day they have school and you don't got to go to work that day, and you know, but like we're probably doing other things like our other job, being a parent, but like just being able to like breathe and just relax. That's giving somebody that time. Like I would love for the day that somebody call me and say, Sonny, you know what, go ahead and do you, and don't worry about, like, I'm not going to rush you back to come get Zay. Go ahead and do your day, and you come back when you're good and ready. It's not in 12 years, not in 12 years that happened. I would love for that, but it doesn't, you know.
I feel you. Quinn says, yeah, Tone, you one damn good dad.
Yeah, shouts out to you, Quinn, man, for real, man. A Bear Gang affiliate too. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Man. Shouts out to you, Quinn. You know what I mean? First time father, man. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the brotherhood, Bear Gang. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's my manager at the gig, man. You know what I mean? He's a good dude too, man. Like,
yes,
so
he is.
I appreciate that compliment, brother. You know what I'm saying? You the same, man. So, you know what I mean? Any information, any insight on being his dad thing, man, holla at me, bro. I got you.
Facts. Yo, he's one of the good ones. For real.
Yeah, real rap. But I you know, I got a couple questions left. And we gonna direct this to Aja. Yeah, no, don't shake your head. Aja. All right.
I'm ready.
So, how do you manage parenting your other son with still having to provide the additional support for the Messiah?
Oh my God, it's so hard because Messiah's a bully. He's the youngest, and he's the one that's autistic, and he's a bully to my oldest son. My oldest son be like, all right, yeah, whatever. It'll run to me, Mom, can you get your son? Like, it be that type of energy. Like, and here they'll fight, but with me, they're always clashing, and it's kind of hard to like break them up because it's like they love each other so much. My oldest son don't want to hit him, and he knows what's going on, but it's hard because it's like, Messiah, I kind of baby Messiah a lot, like, and I get this from his dad, I get this from my friends, I just get it from everybody. I shelter over Messiah so much. I literally probably Messiah is 7. I just started taking Messiah outside when he turned 6, so it's like I shelter over him, and I'll let my oldest son, I'll go outside, go play, go do. So it's easy and it's hard at the same time because it's like my oldest, he don't see that it's a favoritism, but I wouldn't call it a favoritism. I just feel like Messiah is very, like, he needs more attention than you, and he knows that, and he understands that. And my oldest son, he's a cool kid. He's a gamer. He laid back. Like, he's one of them.
Hey,
yeah,
Larry,
no, I feel you. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
No, hey Larry, real quick. You pull up the IG comments or no? If not, I have them. That's why I was asking.
Oh no, if you can go ahead and go through that.
No, I just want to give a shout out to Legacy. Yahira's on, Dimples is on, Angel 215, Curly Sue Woo is on, King Digital, and Taya is in the building as well.
First lady.
Legacy, Yahira says, absolutely a tough pill to swallow. My son is 22 years old, and still I learn day to day. Sometimes new about his autism. And I was undeniable at first. And then Taya put, hey, y'all, I'm here watching y'all on TV. So shout out to Taya, First Lady of GNT. And she put, shout out to my folks. You are the real MVPs.
Yeah.
Facts.
Can I answer that question too? I didn't know if it, because I know my daughter grown, but
sure, go ahead. Sure.
I feel like with her, it was she feels like my son is my favorite. She said it to me even at age 23. That's your favorite. You always protected him. And she's been saying that for quite some years, even when she was still a minor. And like, I don't, even though I had their 11-year difference, just so you know, their 11-year difference. So it's like, she was a part of the whole pregnancy. I did a maternity shoot. She was a part of that. Like, she was a part of everything. She helped with the name, like these things, right? So I kept her. I didn't want to leave her out of, like, this is another baby coming in and you already here. But I think, like, she was good up until he got diagnosed, and it was like a all hands on deck situation for me. And it was like, even though I included her in a lot of things, it was like some stuff she wasn't a part of. And so a lot of the pushback from her, even as an adult, is that he's my favorite. That's my favorite child. Like, I love him more than her type of thing. And it's like, child, I love you the same. Like, I don't, like, if I didn't love you, I probably wouldn't, I would cuss you every time you open your mouth, because, you don't know how to have a conversation without talking like you lost your mind, right? Like, she's a girl. She got a smart mouth. I had to walk her back to the line, like, hey, yo, chill. And the first thing she always says, well, that's your favorite. You always this and the third. And when she had her baby, it was like they didn't know how he was going to respond. First, he didn't acknowledge the baby. He looked and was like, all right, something, whatever this is in here. I don't want nothing to do with it. But we did get him we introduced her daughter, my grandbaby, to him, stuff like that. But like, even still, she feels like he's a favorite now that my grandbaby is too. She's rolling around trying to play with him and stuff. And I have to explain to her constantly. It's not that I'm trying to baby him or anything like that. Like, she's a 2-year-old. She runs around and screams. I don't know, like, if like Zari, you've been here long, because my daughter's name is Zari, spelled with the X. I got X babies, or X-Men, as I like to call them. I tell her, I'm like, you got to understand that he can't tolerate the noise the same way he can't do a motorbike coming down the street. So it's not saying that she can't be a kid, but like, his reaction is a direct response to her screaming with, the high-pitched scream toddlers do. He has to get over it, Mom. He does, but it's not as quickly as you would like him to. He's going to have a response to it. And he's going to be upset, and he's going to, it's negatively affecting him. And to try to get her to understand that, she always says, he's my favorite kid. I'm always trying to protect him, because you don't understand. And I've explained it to you. Like, he can't tolerate the noise. It's not loud. Like, of course it's tolerant noise. We know that he can't tolerate it. So me trying to calm her down is not me being a favor or me asking you like to, kind of take a break from coming here every day, because if he come every day, of course she's excited. She want to play with her Uncle Zay. She loves him. She wants to play with me, but 95% of the time she's screaming at the top of her lungs. And so he's having meltdown after meltdown after meltdown. So I need you to give him a chill day. But it's not me being a favorite. It's not me picking a favorite. It's me trying to maintain where he is, because it's directly like, because that's how the door broke today. They were here. They had been here all through spring break. They were here all weekend. They were here the last couple of days. And I said to her, I'm doing a podcast tonight. I need him to be relaxed. So can you not come here after work, and I'll see my grandbaby tomorrow? Do you know what happened? She pulled up here. Of course, my grandbaby is like, Mama. So, of course, I'm like, hey, baby, screaming. Doors broke. And I'm like, she's like, I'm going to just leave. And I'm like, it's not like, I don't need you to get mad. I need you to understand.
Right.
So it's constantly a lot of that. And like, you're talking about somebody who grew up in the house with him since age 11. And like, this is why I say the lack of support. Like, why am I arguing about stuff that you live? You notice about your brother. Why do I have to explain it to you, and you in my household, Like, if this is somebody stranger, that's different. I had you. Like, this is your brother. You know how he is. Why are we having this moment? And I'm not saying you can't come here because you've been here every day this week and last week. I'm asking you to give me one day off so I can get him settled, so I can do this podcast, because it's not at 10 o'clock at night. I can't, he doesn't go to bed at 8. Maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock, maybe 12. But at least he's calm at night because nobody's here. Mm-hmm. But if you're coming here and you want to hang out and do stuff, I need you to know that I need you going before 7 so I can at least mellow him out before I do my show. So, and like that's when she says, I'm choosing the favorites. That's my favorite. I'm always trying to protect them. Those are the moments. And I'm like, girl, you're 23. You're a grown ass person with a whole baby. Like, what are we doing?
I got you.
Yeah, true. Yeah, man. I have to chime in on the babying, situation, because first off, my son's name is Man, and that's true to his body size and his stature, man. Because this dude's 6 feet 218. You know what I'm saying? At the age of 13, so he's definitely bigger than a lot of guys out here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of grown men out this joint. So. And in the babying thing, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because he can't talk or like that. And, he needs the extra support and the extra, care. And it's just like whatever he wants, he gets. And when he was younger, I used to do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Not even caring what he wanted, or you know what I'm saying. I would just get it, just pull up to the store, whatever it was to make him happy. You know what I'm saying. I did that, but it becomes a behavior. You know what I'm saying, and it becomes something that they used to. And when it's time, like my son is real big on routine, and when you try to break that, man, it was World War III, you know what I'm saying, with my son trying to just change up some things. And they was telling me at school, like, look, you gotta do it, because if they're teaching him one thing in school and then he's getting out of school and then I'm just breaking that, he's gonna be in the middle the whole time. He ain't gonna know what, you know what I'm saying, what to do, how to transition from, certain things. So it's just like, Dad, you gotta stop it. Like it would even be times where like I couldn't even really drop him off at school, like because he just wanted to be with me. And if I pulled up to drop him off at school, he ain't trying to get out the car. Um, it was a struggle sometimes getting him out the car. He would even fall out on the sidewalk, what I mean, before going into the school, crying. And, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot. Even and then it is like that's my son. And it's like they was just like pull off, leave. And I'm like, no, I don't want to
Wow.
go nowhere until I know my son is inside the school. But they like, well, if he sees you, he's not going to go in because he's going to want to, you know what I'm saying? Coming to school. And there was this one time I did pull off. I drove around the block, and I said, "Listen, man, I'm going back around there." But I was going, sit in the cut where they couldn't see me. And he's still out there, you know what I'm saying, on the ground, and they trying to get him. And I'm just like, yo, man, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want my son out here. And I do believe that it was like in the wintertime, and it was kind of cold. I'm like, look, man, he about to miss school today. I'm about to just go scoop him up. Like, yo, get in the car and we out. But, at the same time, it's like, nah, man, you got to step back, you got to fall back so he can learn and obviously get out of the car when he needs to. So, um, you know what I mean? That's just what I did, and one of the things with babying, man, it's hard not to do that for your child, man. He's a baby boy, so I'm definitely like, you get what you want, youngin. But you know what I'm saying, I have since changed and helping him with his transition to get better. You know what I'm saying, I'm off that, so I definitely know what you mean about the babying thing. And then my next question would be for you, Sonny. What advice would you offer to parents who have just recently had a kid that's on the spectrum?
Um, accept it. A lot of people struggle with that, right? You like, no, a lot of people, you'd be surprised how many people I see that I can just tell that their child's autistic, and I'll have a conversation we cool. So I'll have a conversation with them, and they're just like, well, no, they just want to diagnose our kids, and okay, I don't even entertain it. Like once you say that to me, or they just want to they just want to label our kids and fill them up with medicine and blah blah blah. Okay, and move on from the conversation, because I worked as a tutor from 9th to 12th grade. I worked with kids with Pop Warner. Like I did mentoring as well. I've been around kids for most of my jobs outside of the job I currently hold. But just seeing kids and working with kids, the behavior problems that we see, a lot of those kids have medical issues. That's why they're having or medical problems that's causing them, or disabilities that's a direct reflection of why they're acting out, because no one is catching it. No one is paying attention, or they're paying attention and they don't want to get diagnosed. I know somebody right now who their child is autistic, but they definitely say, I don't want the white man labeling my kid. So this is why you get called every day to pick up your child. This is why your child keeps getting suspended and having this no matter how many schools you pay and switch that child to go to, you have to keep switching and pay to get this child in the schools, when you can just figure out what's going on with the child and put them where they need to be. Because your pride is causing your child to not be helped. And put your pride aside, because it's easy to say, oh, I don't accept the diagnosis, and I'm gonna get a second opinion after you had 2, 3, 4 opinions, and you still not accepting it. Accept it, because you're delaying your child the care they need. You're denying their child the resources that they can get to help them. If I had sat there as much as I wanted to say, no, this is not my child, something else is wrong, I wouldn't be where I am today, where he can actually say his name. The first time he said mom, I was so happy. I didn't even realize he said it because he said Monty. And then he looked at me like, why you not getting up? I'm like, oh, mom. And he said, Monty. And he pointed at me. And I was like, oh. And like, I couldn't even cry. I was just like, I cried later because process. I told you I'm delayed reactions. But I was just like, that gratitude that he can do this. He's still nonverbal, but he can talk way more than what he was. His behavior is much improved, like these things, but if we don't accept it and get them the help they need, this is where the problems lie. So if you have that diagnosis, process it. You may not process it how I do. You may process it quicker, but accept it and get that child the help they need. Screw your pride.
Well, real quick, Chef Rome in the house at Pops here.
That's
Sorry,
my
I'm
dad.
late, daughter. I had a feeling.
If y'all need a caterer, that's my dad. Y'all need any events, get with him.
Chef Rome in the house.
Solid.
Like that.
Chef
He
Rome.
gonna be mad. He gonna be
Jumped into a whole Martin spiel
Yeah,
there.
right. We be cooking from the Himalayas. He said,
Come on,
No,
you
that
saw-
might be a good marketing tactic for him, though.
yeah, right. Chef Rome
Chef
in the
Rome in the
house.
house.
Rome in the house.
Right.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
hear about
So,
this later.
so since Chef Rome is in the building, last question to you, Aja. What is your
Uh,
favorite part about being Messiah's mom?
everything.
That's a great
Everything.
question.
Everything. It was a blessing to have him. Birth was okay. But I just love being a parent. I feel like this God gave me this challenge for a reason. And this challenge right here is just I just gotta take it full force. Um, that's just basically it. I love being his mom on the bad days, on the good days. Like I just love being my kids' parents. Like I love kids, but I love kids to give back sometimes too. Like my nieces, my nephews, I love them. But my kids, I love my kids because they embrace me to be the woman that I am today. They embrace me to be the strength that I have. Everything that I've been through within the last 2 or 3 years, they give me the strength. They give me the motivation to keep going. So I love my kids unconditionally.
That's awesome. Look, if y'all guys remember, well, the folks that's watching, y'all had no idea that this was happening behind the scenes. But behind the scenes, the question was, hey guys, how long will we be on? As if, once again, this was about to be like a 20, 30-minute type conversation. Just want to put it out there. We've been live for 1 hour and 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And it's been a fantastic conversation all the way across. Okay. It's baby in the form of protection. That's I think Miss Scott put that in the point of view of a question. I guess that'll be one of the last questions that we will have. Is baby in the form of protecting?
No, because I'm a baby my kids until when they leave or when I leave. So no, not for me.
I think it's a mixture of both. It can be because we like, especially with our autistic babies. Like I protect my daughter too. I'll be in jail behind. Like my mom, I told my mom I'll go to jail behind my kids. Listen. I got a job. I got a good paying career. I got a house, but I will knock somebody out by my children or go to jail. I'll catch a homie real quick. But on top of that, I feel like with our autistic babies, it's like you have to protect them. You have to kind of baby them because they need that love, right? They seek it. And like I said, I don't want to say like I'm not a lovey-dovey mom or anything, but like I was like my mom. Like you hug her, she's like, "What you want?" And now my son just walk up and give me a hug for no reason, and he just looked me in my eye and be like, because he's nonverbal, he just be like, "I'm like, all right, baby, we having this moment, we gaze each other's eyes, and okay, so we're gonna do this for a minute and things like that." But I'm always gonna protect him. I'm always gonna make sure he's good. I'm always gonna do the extra, even though I get yelled at, like, "Why are you doing that for him?" He know I do it himself, and it's like, but I want to do it because that's my baby. So he know how to do it, and now when I want him to do it, he gonna do it. So I think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah, I would have to probably say that I do believe it's probably a mixture of both, you know what I'm saying, babying is a form of protection. But what I will say on top of that is that If you do want to protect them, you know what I'm saying, we got to get out of the babying part because we ain't always going to be here to baby or to coddle or to, you know what I'm saying, protecting. You want to help your kid be able to face the real world because you know what I mean? Don't nobody understand your kid like you. You know what I mean? And especially with it being on the spectrum, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely, you know, we y'all talked about it, y'all answers definitely patience, and that's one thing that you definitely need, you know what I'm saying, in this walk of life, man. Because, you know what I'm saying, I didn't answer the question, but shit, that's definitely something that I you know, had to come to grips with because you know, you know, because I got two other kids that's older than my son, and raising them and being able to tell them to sit down or you know go to sleep or do this and do that, you know what I'm saying, without any you know kind of pushback, you know what I'm saying, that was easy, you know what I'm saying. But with my son, it ain't so much of that, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying, like I heard Sonny say, you know, the bedtime, like yeah, you can turn off every light in the house, you could take away every phone, you could do anything that they like to do. That my son ain't gonna go to sleep. It's just because everything is off. He gonna be
Sitting there in
walking
the
through the
dark
crib
and be chilling. Sit
or
there right in
walking
the
through the
dark and be
crib just
chilling.
looking for something, right? You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. Definitely got to learn her patience, you know, for that. So yeah, my answer would definitely be both, but I definitely, like I said, definitely gotta you know help them and prepare them and build them up. You know what I'm saying, for when you ain't around, and just like Miss Aaron, you know, being around, and you know what I'm saying, those teachers that help us, you know what I mean, that help us, you know what I mean, through this journey. You know what I'm saying, when they not with us and they in school and then they come home to be with us, it's definitely a good thing, man. So yeah, it's both, but we got to definitely build them up for sure.
So I'm gonna say this, and Miss Scott has another question for you. So I guess we're not shutting this down as fast as I thought we was going to. But the one thing, this go to show tone, this go to show that I've been paying attention this whole entire month. Uh, I won't try this. Hopefully, I don't sound stupid, but I know for sure, according to y'all, and every parent that I talk to, especially during this whole entire month, one of the biggest fears that I think y'all guys have is when I'm not here, what's going to happen to my child? That's been the common phrase and statement and everything from every single parent that I've talking to this whole entire month. And I do know for sure, once again, paying attention to everyone that's here and everyone in the past conversations, is the longer you baby your child, the more that fear creeps up even stronger because the fact that they're not going to be ready because we keep on babying and coddling. We need to put on our big boy pants, you know what I mean, big girl pants, and allow them to go ahead and grow and achieve and do the things that seems impossible and let them surprise the mess out of y'all. You know, so uh I think, you know, and my learning of everything, that's what I got from y'all, is that, you know, this the babying has to stop at a point because one day y'all guys are not going to be here and your legacy is trying to continue and you want them to strive as if y'all guys were still here. So Tone, did I get that right? Am I good there?
Yeah, man. For sure, man. You know, that's definitely you know that's top of the you know a note on the top of my list, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, me not being here, man. And one of the, like you said, we've been doing this all month. We've been hearing people speak. We've been seeing comments that people have been putting up. You know what I'm saying? Even commenting on our IG posts that we've been putting up. And but one thing that has hit my heart or just really stuck with me, man, is the story that Joel told us about that guy he was working with. And you know
Mm-hmm.
about his daughter and you know he's retired but he's on he just wants to live, you know what I'm saying, like he's not afraid of dying, he said, but he said he just wants to live to make sure his daughter is fine in life, you know what I mean, because of her having autism and being on the spectrum. And you know, that's something that, you know what I'm saying, I think about every day, man. You know what I'm saying? Just not being here for my son. And you know him not I don't know, man, like I cut his hair, you know what I'm saying, obviously I give him food anytime he want. I'm just thinking like all that to be out the window, like who's going to do that part for him. You know what I'm saying, like I play with him a lot, you know what I'm saying, we run around the crib, you know what I'm saying, I rough him up, you know what I mean. I talk to him even though, like I said, even though my son can't give me no conversation back like that, but I'm still talking to him. And you know what's crazy? He tries to answer back, or he's acting like he's having a conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's obviously one of the best feelings, you know, in the world that I have, man. And so, you know what I mean? While I'm here, you know what I'm saying, on this earth each and every day, you know what I'm saying, things that I could do to enhance and help my son further, you know what I'm saying, things that I hear that he's doing in school, growth, things that he's doing in school. Oh, he's doing this. Like my son went swim, he swims now, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that was one thing that I, what I'm saying, didn't know if I could put him in some water or how he would be in some water. And they say he loves it, you know what I'm saying? He don't even want to get out the water, you know what I'm saying, when he's in there. So there's just
See,
certain things,
Messiah
man,
just
that he
jumped in.
does. Right, hey.
Yeah, my
He
son
just
get in, he
jumped
don't know
in.
how to
right,
swim, but he stay
right,
in 4 feet because he 5'2".
right,
He stay in
right,
4 feet. Be like, all right, I'm in here. I ain't gonna
right.
go. He'll sit to the side like, oh, that's still deep. Let me just stay
That's still
where
too
I'm at.
right,
But I
right.
want to
So
say,
just
like,
just
I
simple as
baby
simple as
him, but I
that,
still
man.
show him how to do stuff. I still he knows how to microwave, warm up his food. I want to get to the point where he can put his food from the container in the refrigerator on a plate himself, because I do that part. But he knows how to warm it up, and I kind of walk him through what numbers to press. But like he's learning how to warm up food. Like the other day I was trying to show him how to open up the house door, and he looked at me like I was crazy. But he attempted it. He likes to put clothes in the dryer, but he no the washing machine, but doesn't like the dryer at all. He doesn't want nothing to do with the dryer. I don't know why, but he doesn't like it. But he'll
Noise.
sit and watch the washing machine all day and put clothes in it, but won't. I get him to press the buttons when I wash his clothes, because he has his own bucket that he has to drag from his room to my laundry room with his clothes, his dirty clothes, and I tell him to put his clothes in the washer, and I'll tell him what buttons to press. But when I try to get him to take the clothes out the washing machine and put in the dryer, he like, yeah, nah, I'm good. You got that.
Okay,
Uh,
amen, Chef. Roam it, Rome. Yeah,
yeah,
he right
yeah.
about that.
Roman
He
Yeah,
said
house.
yeah,
he look.
yeah.
He said he missed all that because he had logged off for a second. I told him y'all embarrassed him, but he back. We can hear you. He don't like that room.
Roman
But
house.
yeah, that's
I'm
back.
wrong.
That's not their growth. You got to help
Wrong.
them be themselves.
Yeah, no, yeah, amen to that comment. Amen to that comment, man, for sure. You can't baby
Like,
them because it definitely will stunt the growth because they're gonna be used to the baby and the college. Like, oh no,
Yeah,
I can just act out. My dad gonna get that for me. You know what I'm
yep.
saying?
yeah.
All right. So, and there you go. Yep.
Hey, yo,
See, like
hey,
me,
yo.
Right. Not Romy.
and not wrong, wrong me wrong.
Romy.
Mm.
Player. From the
Hey, one last comment
Himalaya.
from
Yeah, that
IG.
part.
Oh man. Okay. And here's one of the last questions. And this came from Miss Scott again. And it's a good question. And I think it's a really good question for y'all guys to kind of like finish this off. How do y'all see your kids in the future?
I see my son being a bully, real ignorant. But I'm playing.
And
No,
I said like and Aaron about to go ahead and snap on this.
she got yeah. I hope she's not on here and see this. But no, I see my son. I feel like he's gonna be very smart. Like I said, from the time he got diagnosed, from 2 to 4, and then from 4 to right now, I feel like he's gonna prosper a lot. I asked the question when I did his last IEP meeting, and I felt like it was a stupid question, but there's no stupid question from my understanding. I said, can they grow out of being autistic? And they said no. It's like different, spectrums, levels, and stuff like that. But I just feel like my son is gonna shoot up. Y'all gonna see him somewhere. I don't know where he loves country, so he probably y'all gonna see him. Y'all gonna see him on some type of show or something.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man, I feel as though for sure that in the future my son is gonna be what I mean, something special, man, something special. Whether it's, getting in the lane where he has a profession and he just, elevates to be, whatever it is that he want to be in the world. You know what I'm saying? I see my son being successful, with the help and the support that he has from his family, from us, and the people in the school. You know what I'm saying? I see him, doing very well. And if y'all remember, man, the first guest we had on the show to start this off was Tasha, and she said that her son was what deaf, or they said he was deaf, and then he like worked for the government and all
Yes.
that. So as far as saying that can somebody grow out of it, or the case may be, like I for sure think that that could be the case, growing out of it, maybe still being on the spectrum, yes, but to be elevate, get advanced, and like I said, now working for the government after being deaf when you were younger, that's man, that's
Yeah.
major, feat that her son did. So for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and great testimony.
I see my son as, I don't know what he wants. I would love to know what he wants to do with himself, like long term, and especially when he gets to adulthood. Because of where I work, I know the opportunities that are afforded to him, as far as exiting high school, going into the adulthood. Um, I'm trying to get him how I had my daughter at age 11, even though I know his 11 is different than her 11. Like 11, she was self-sufficient. She knew how to do a lot of things independent of me. By the time she was 15, she knew how to catch the bus to school, like walk to the bus stop or catch a local bus to get where she needed to go and hang out with her friends. So she was raised to be independent. She was raised to be a worker, or be productive, not worker, but be a productive citizen. You couldn't sit in the house and just do nothing. That was unacceptable. So I would want my son to be the same way, autistic or not, to be doing something productive. Whatever it is, as long as it's not illegal and it's productive, I'm cool with that. Being that he is nonverbal and doesn't hold conversations, I would hope by the time he gets to middle school, he's a little bit more open up, because like I said, he talks now. He talks more at home than school. At school, he kind of looks at them, but even though he doesn't talk as much, he does talk more home than school. So I can't wait to see what he decides to be. But I know the options that are afforded to him to help him be independent of me. Even though if I'm still living, I would not want him to be living outside of the house unless I knew that he was capable of maintaining himself. With some help from me, of course, but to be able to maintain himself without being in like a group home. Like I don't want him there. I don't want him like out there, because I'd be worried about what they're doing with my baby. Because if he's not necessarily speaking full sentences and stuff, I don't want him to be out there in the world by himself. But I do want him to be a very productive child. And I can't wait to see what he chooses to do when he gets to middle school or high school.
That's awesome. You have Miss Yahara that's here. Says absolutely. I tell my other kids no matter what's going on, he's setting up to take care of your brother.
Yeah, my daughter's definitely doing that too. She's like, Mom, if you go, I got him. That's my brother. Even though she gets frustrated with him, she like, Mom, I got him. You ain't got to worry about that.
As Miss Natasha said in the very first episode of this month, that circle, I mean, that village is so important. She also stated here, said okay, there you go. But they do have a lot of high school transition programs. OVR is definitely a good program for children that's in high school with autism. Yeah. There you go. It's once again more tools, more stuff that's out there for folks to go ahead, and take advantage of, and actually, and have for you. You're not by yourself, and a lot of times, I feel like a lot of parents think that they're let's say struggling and dealing with things a lot of times because they think they don't have anyone that's that understands or that has their back. But there's people that's out there, there's organizations that's out there to help you, and if we don't talk about it, people's not going to know about it. Like the Philadelphia Family Voices, that was everything that they provide. That was like, I didn't know anything about this company before we had our conversation that Miss Natasha was going to be on the air with us. So once again, there's more programs and stuff that's out there for everyone that's out there. So if you need help, if you need support, if you need anything, there's people that's out there. And if anything, drop your comments down below on IG, on YouTube. If there's anyone that we can try to connect you with to try to help you out. And now look, there's 3 parents right here on this panel alone that have been through a number of different programs and things to help them out to where they are right now. So we'll be more than happy to share anything that we know to y'all guys to support you. That's what it's about. And that's what this month was about. And strengthening everyone that may need to know this information, to have this information. But with that being said, it's time to get ready to shut this thing down. ladies, we appreciate y'all guys so much for the insight and everything that y'all guys have provided. Uh, I can't emphasize the strength that y'all guys have, and Tone, you including that too. The strength that y'all guys show on a regular basis. Uh, it's commendable. It's commendable, and I give y'all nothing but my respect, nothing but honor to y'all guys, nothing but the flowers that everyone's been kind of just showering y'all guys with tonight, and just appreciation for just the dedication and the hard work that y'all guys do every single day for y'all children. So God bless y'all so much. Continue the strength of the ones that's online watching. Continue the strength, continue everything, and just know that you're not going through this thing by yourself. There's other ones that's going through it too. So strengthen yourself because other people is being strengthened as well. Romy Rome said, he said, lay by, enjoyed this. I appreciate you, bro, so much. Quinn, I'm assuming that that's supposed to say 3 top tier parents showing off, hats off, no problem. Oh, there you go. He fixed it. Top.
He know what they were trying to say. He out here. I'm judging you harshly.
I'm just saying. keep up the good work, parents. So as we normally do at the end of our show, we go and put on a little bit of theme music at the end and get ready to shut this thing down with the last word.
Oh, me? What I'm doing? Oh, I'm saying bye. Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah. It's on you right now. That fix that. All
right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for having me. For one, I appreciate being asked to even do this. I love talking about my baby and all the craziness that I deal with. Shout out to y'all. For those who are coming on Sunday, we will see y'all Sunday at the Podcast Link Philly show, Empire Strikes Back. I'm panel number 1. It's my birthday. Season tour, season gang. We're going to be lit in that building, 4 p.m.
We're going to show more about that too. So don't worry. I got you. Hey, Aja. What you guys say last?
Hey. I just want to shout out everybody. I want to shout out y'all. Y'all know I support y'all all the time with y'all podcast. Thank y'all for having me. And that's it. I just want to thank all my support, my kid's father as well. I want to shout out to him for being by my side all the time with these kids. But thank y'all for having me, and I love all y'all. Appreciate y'all, and y'all have a blessed one.
Bird Gang.
Hey, listen, shout out to Aja and Sunny, and I want to circle back because in the beginning of this month, we had Tasha and Bree on, and I want to thank all of y'all, including Tone. A month ago, my knowledge in this area and in this world was, I knew a little bit, but I want to personally thank everyone that's been part of Autism Awareness Month, being on the podcast, taking on the invite, being a guest on the show, and educating me, helping educate myself, and educating everyone out there that's tuning in to GNT Sports Talk. You already know, Bird Gang in the building, checking out.
Tone.
The promoter. I think you were gonna say that. My bad. All right, but man? No, man. Just this month has been fun. We ain't talked no sports in 30 days. We shed light on the Autism Acceptance Month. We shed light on that. Like Joel said prior to this month starting, he knew about the world but didn't really probably know what it took or what parents like us go through on a day-to-day basis, man. So shouts out to everyone who graced this panel, shared their testimonies, and gave us just an insight on how they do things as an autism parent. Yes, y'all too, Cap and Bird Game, man. Y'all see what I go through, daily. With my son, obviously we share, stories and things like that outside of the podcast. Everything ain't sports, because, at the end of the day, we also, friends too. So, we tap in and, share those things, with one another. So obviously y'all see, that type of thing. But again, thank y'all for joining this panel. Everybody say, like you said, Tasha, Bree, Sonny, Aja, thank y'all, appreciate that. You know what I mean, from the bottom of my heart, because obviously, you know what I'm saying, my son being on the spectrum, having autism, you know, the love and the support that I have for him, you know what I'm saying, is just, it's good when you see other people have that same support, have that same love in their corner. And you know what I'm saying, all the wins and the, you know what I'm saying, everything that happens for their kid in a good way when they make strides and they do things that they didn't do before, and you see this new thing happening, and you're just so excited. Like, I know the joy that, you know what I'm saying, y'all people have. So, you know what I'm saying, I just want to say, you know, God bless y'all. You know what I'm saying, I hope that, you know what I mean, this adventure obviously just keeps getting better and better, you know what I'm saying, throughout your life, and that it's not a burden, and that is more, you know what I'm saying, of like we accept it, but this is more of like, you know, a win, you know, for us through this life. Because I definitely, you know, feel as though I was dealt this hand, you know, for a reason, and I'm gonna play this motherfucker till it's over. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I appreciate it. And Tony Promoter is the name. Y'all know what I got going on, man. I am the producer of a show called Laugh the Pain Away, a poetically infused comedy show that's every third Friday of the month. You know what I mean? Our next show is going to be May 16th, so I want to see y'all in the building. Tickets is on sale right now. Link is in my bio, so follow that tag right there on the IG. You know what I'm saying? DM me if you need the ticket link. I got you. And just like Sonny may have mentioned, and like Kat said, he's going to show a little bit later, but we are actually a part of something called the Podcast Link Live Crew. And it's about 4 men, 4 women. You know what I'm saying? We all get on the panel, we discuss some things, have some fun. Now we have our third live show this coming Sunday, May 4th. This coming Sunday, May 4th, we have a show. Got tickets for that too. So tap in with me, Tony Promoter, Empire Strike Back. We'll be at King's Cafe Sunday, 4 p.m. Get with me. See you there. The promoter signing off. Let's get it.
Podcast Link Philly presents The Empire Strikes Back, a live podcast event hosted by comedian Mel Harris, featuring podcaster and curator Taya. From the Mr. Know-It-All podcast, Mr. Know-It-All. From GNT Sports Talk, Tone the Promoter. From the How to Hustle podcast, Hype. From GFT Radio and Sex with Sunny, Sunny D. Model and podcaster Dana K. From the Life Be Life and podcast, Nah Charles. Recording artist and podcaster Star. And special guests from the Mr. Know-It-All podcast, Kelly Q. From Bridging the Gap podcast, Big Dan. And special musical performances by C Cash and J.
It's too late for me to fix the shows this week, so I was gonna, you know, like, you know, have it, you know, go a little bit further along, but it was the show's this Sunday, so show up. Empire Strikes Back. You will see Tone the Promoter and Sonny live and direct.
I'm accepting birthday shots, so yeah. After my panel, I will be accepting birthday shots. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. All right, so hey, look, to everyone that's here, everyone that joined us on Instagram, that joined and actually hopped on Sunny's Facebook live show as well, because she went on Facebook for all this as well. To all the ones that's on here on YouTube, we appreciate every single one of y'all. We appreciate y'all guys' attention. We appreciate y'all guys' transparency. That this whole month has been absolutely amazing, and would not have been that way if it wasn't for folks like y'all guys watching, and folks like Sonny, like Tone, and like Aja, and like Miss Natasha, as well as Bree. We appreciate every single one of y'all. God bless every single one of y'all. Let God continue to shine on y'all guys and just light y'all path to just keep on going the way that He wants you to go. I know I just got real deep on that, but it's okay. But with all that being said, once again, y'all guys take care. GNT episode 89 out. Deuces.